today. Let us listen.
The story of Job. In the land of Uz, there lived a man whose name was Job. This man was blameless and upright. He feared God and shunned evil. He had 7 sons and 3 daughters, and he owned 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 donkeys, and had a large number of servants. He was the greatest man among all the people of the East. His sons used to hold feasts in their homes on their birthdays, and they would invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. Job would always pray for his children, because he thought they might have sinned against God. One day the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. The Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered the Lord, "From roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil." Does Job fear God for nothing? Satan replied. Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has? You have blessed the work of his hands, so that his flocks and herds are spread throughout the land. But now stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face. The Lord said to Satan, "Very well then, everything he has is in your power, but do not hurt him." Then Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. One day when Job's sons and daughters were having a party at the oldest brother's house, a messenger came to Job and said, "The oxen were plowing, and the donkeys were grazing nearby, and the robbers attacked and stole them. They killed the workers, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said, "The fire of God fell from the heavens and burned up all the sheep and the servants, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said, "The Chaldeans stole all the camels and made off with them. They killed the servants, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, yet another messenger came and said, "Your sons and daughters were having a party at the oldest brother's house, when suddenly a mighty wind swept in from the desert and struck the 4 corners of the house. It collapsed on them and they died, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." At this, Job got up and tore his clothes and shaved his head. Then he bowed to the Lord in worship and said, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised." In all this, Job did not sin against God. The devil went a second time to God, and the Lord said to him, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered the Lord, "From roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil." "Skin for skin," Satan replied. "A man will give all he has for his own life. But now stretch out your hand and strike his flesh and bones, and he will surely curse you to your face." The Lord said to Satan, "Very well, then he is in your hands, but you must spare his life." So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and afflicted Job with painful sores from the soles of his feet to the top of his head. Then Job took a piece of broken pottery and scraped himself with it as he sat among the ashes. His wife said to him, "Are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die." Job replied, "You are talking like a foolish woman. Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" In all this, Job did not sin in what he said. When Job's three friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, heard about all the troubles that had come upon him, they went to see him. When they saw him from a distance, they could hardly recognize him. They began to cry aloud, and they tore their clothes and sprinkled dust on their heads. Then they sat on the ground with him for 7 days and 7 nights. No one said a word to him, because they saw how great his suffering was. After that, Job's three friends started to talk, but they were not very nice to Job. They blamed him and said it is because he sinned. That is why all these things are happening to him. Job was hurt by his friends because he knew he did not sin against God. God heard what Job's friends said, and God was angry with them. God said to Eliphaz, I am angry with you and your two friends, because you have not spoken the truth about me as my servant Job has. So now take 7 bulls and 7 rams, and go to my servant Job, and sacrifice a burnt offering for yourselves. My servant Job will pray for you, and I will accept his prayer and not deal with you according to your folly. So they did what the Lord told them, and the Lord accepted Job's prayer. After Job had prayed for his friends, the Lord healed him and gave him twice as much as he had before. All his brothers and sisters and everyone who had known him before came and ate with him in his house. The Lord blessed Job more than ever before. He had 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 donkeys. God again blessed him with 7 sons and 3 daughters. After this, Job lived 140 years. He saw his children and their children to the 4th generation. And so Job died an old man and full of years. Wow, little friends, Auntie hope that you enjoyed the story of Job. It started very sad, but it did not end sad. We must be like Job, who followed all God's laws, and he obeyed God in everything. Even when he lost all his possessions and children and became very sick, he still trusted and praised God. My little friends, whatever we go through in life that is not nice, we should never be angry at God, because it is the devil who came to do evil to us and not God. We should never be angry with God, but must trust in God like Job did. We must also pray for our friends like Job did. And after everything, God blessed Job with many more things than he had before. God gave him children again, and he lived a long life. And I hope, my little friends,